Mason Jennings, Private Detective. Starring Tim Riker as Mason Jennings. Co-starring Carrie Holman as Sabrina Storm. Cab Sullivan as Lieutenant Frank Stillman. Linda Mitchell as Patsy Willis. Thomas Cutter as Dr. Carl Willis. Victor Nelson as Kyle Davis. And introducing Ramona Cooper as Wanda Willis. Episode 2, Part 3, The Lady in Gold.
The inside was just as nice as the outside. I was surprised there was an elevator, but I decided to take the stairs. The hallway was lit by ornate wall fixtures, highlighting the wallpaper and lush carpet. I knocked on apartment number 330. There was no answer. I tried the doorknob. It opened. Jim? Jim Baker. There was a noise coming from the balcony. Jim? I walked into the living room. The balcony door was open. I called his name again. Jim Baker, it's Mason Jennings. I heard someone outside yelling.
Hey, you! Run your pockets right now!
When I looked over the side, I saw a small figure climbing down the building using the balcony rails. As I stepped closer to the edge, I saw an angry tenant throw a small potted plant at them, catching them on top of the head just as they dropped to the ground. I turned back into the apartment. As I did, I saw the dead body of Jim Baker.
Is that everything?
I told you everything I know, Lieutenant. Jim invited me over to listen to the fights. When I got here, I found him on the floor, stabbed to death. Nothing more.
Okay, Jennings, you're free to go. For now, if you're lying to me, Jennings, I'll have your license revoked.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Stillman. After I left Jim's apartment, I drove to the nearest phone booth and made a call to Crocker. I asked him to meet me at the Regent. By the time I got there, it was 9:15 p.m. The place was in full swing by then. The bar was packed with people and only a few tables were open. I spotted Crocker right away, sitting in the same seat he was on the first night I met with Dr. Willis. Crocker, thanks for coming.
No problem, Mason. You know I've got your back. Besides, it's only a 5-minute drive.
You're a good man, Crocker. Do you have anything from the streets?
I haven't heard anything from the streets, Mason. But I have seen plenty right here in the region. I was here earlier today. I wanted to see if there was any action. I was sitting at the bar before it got busy. That was the first time today that young dame I saw with Dr. Willis walked in.
Do you know what time that was?
It was 6 o'clock. That's what time the fights came on the radio. She walked in, looked around for a minute, and sat at the bar and ordered a drink. About 5 minutes later, some rich old broad, a redhead, wearing a big fur coat, came in and walked up to the younger one. I could hear them talking, but with the fights on the radio, I couldn't quite make out what they were saying. They talked for about 5 minutes. Then the young broad down the rest of her drink, and they left.
You said that was the first time. When was the second?
It was around 8:30. Both of them came back in. They sat at one of the booths and ordered drinks. The young one was holding a towel to the back of her head. It must have been a cut or something. I could see blood on the back of her neck. They were only here for about 5 minutes before some big guy came in He walked up to the table, said something, and they all left.
This big guy, can you give me a description?
Like I said, he's a big guy, like over 6 foot. Crew cut hair. He was only wearing some kind of guard's uniform. It's December, and he had no coat on.
Is that it?
There was one more thing. He had a Marine tattoo on his right arm.
Thanks a million, Crocker. I owe you one. My suspicions that the night guard, Kyle Davis, was an inside man turned out to be right on target. It was getting late, so I headed to my apartment to get some sleep. I knew Stillman would be at the museum in the morning asking questions.
I'm telling you, I don't know where the painting is.
It has to be there. You're the only one that knew where it was. You must have taken it.
For the last time, it's gone. It's not where we left it.
You have no idea what you've done. The man that's coming here to buy the painting is only coming because of the woman in gold. He's traveled 8,000 miles for it. He's not going to believe you can't find it.
I don't know what else I can say.
That's him now.
Don't worry, I'll handle it. Come on in, pal.
Good evening. You have the painting?
We have it right over here. Do you have the money?
It's right here in the case. I'm carrying 450.
What did you shoot him for?
Why do you think? I shot him for the money.
Here, let's get the case on the table. It's locked.
He must have a key somewhere. Here, I found it in his coat pocket.
Look at all that loot. We're rich.
Don't be getting too comfortable, Kyle. You're not off the hook. I still need the woman in gold. When the buyer finds out his agent and the money are missing, he'll come after all of us.
You know, at Homestead, we believe in good, honest food. That's why we carefully select the finest ingredients for every can of our delicious soup. From plump vegetables to tender meats, you can taste the quality in every spoonful.
Are you hungry, folks, and time is tight? Want a supper that feels just right? Then listen close, and you will see the perfect answer, happy as can be. Homestead canned soups, oh so grand, the finest flavors in the land. For a quick and hearty meal, it's Homestead you'll feel. Homestead canned soups, the taste of home in every can. Homestead canned soups.
When you want a soup that's made with care, the kind your mother might have made, reach for Homestead. It's real goodness, canned for your convenience.
Mason, Dr. Willis has called at least 10 times in the last 30 minutes. He sounds frantic.
You know what to do when he calls again. It was clear to me that Kyle Davis was in on the burglary at the museum. To what extent and who the two female suspects were was yet to be discovered.
It's Dr. Willis.
Thanks, Sam. Jennings here.
Mr. Jennings, something terrible has happened. You have to come right away.
I can be there in 20 minutes.
You'll need to come to my house. I live at 1342 Palm Drive in Highbrook Estates. You'll need to push the call button on the gate, and I'll let you in.
I'll be there. The drive took me through some of the worst neighborhoods in the city, where the sidewalks are home to drunks that drink to forget their problems, and junkies that would mug their own mothers to get another fix. The houses were a jumble of unkept yards, piles of garbage, and broken down cars. It was over an hour's drive to Dr. Willis's. Far out of the city, the Highbrook Estates is where Chicago City's elite live. When I reached Dr. Willis's, the 12-foot gate served as a stark reminder of the difference between Chicago City's rich and poor. I pushed the button on the gate.
Who's there?
It's Mason Jennings. It felt a little odd talking to a column of brick. I expected someone to walk up and open the gate. To my amazement, it opened by itself. The long circular drive to Dr. Willis's home was Brick Drive. On either side there was a row of poplar trees at least 50 feet tall. The outside had a set of carved marble lion statues marking the steps up to the house. I rang the doorbell.
Mr. Jennings, please come in.
The inside of the house could have been a museum. There were antiquities of all shapes and sizes. There was a large marble fountain with intricately detailed designs, paintings that were hundreds of years old, weapons, and a full suit of metal armor. I followed Dr. Willis to his study.
Can I offer you a drink?
No, thank you.
I'm sure you won't mind if I have one. The reason I called you here is Jim Baker was found murdered last night. Poor Jim. They found him stabbed to death in his apartment. And also, Kyle Davis has disappeared. I know this is all somehow connected to the woman in gold. If it's ever learned that she has been stolen, I'm ruined, and my career is over.
As he talked, I walked around his study, looking at the collection of treasures he had accumulated over his life. Then my attention was drawn to several framed photographs on a side table. Photos of two women, an older redhead and a young, beautiful strawberry blonde. This case was about to bust wide open. Are these photos family members?
Those are photos of my joy and my nightmare. My daughter Patsy and my ex-wife Wanda.
Do they live near here?
No. Patsy lives in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and my ex-wife lives in Austria.
When was the last time you saw either one?
My daughter's been here for the last 2 weeks visiting, and I haven't seen my ex for 3 glorious years.
Dr. Willis, I have some things to check out. I want you to meet me tomorrow, 10 in the morning, at the museum. As I drove back to the city, I decided to stop back at the Regent. Since the thieves had been using it as a meeting spot, I might get lucky.
Kyle was right. The painting wasn't where I put it.
He must have set up another buyer. He's trying to take our prize.
He must have. Nothing else makes sense.
We can't let him live. I don't trust him. When we meet him at the Regent, I'll offer to drive. You sit in the back seat behind him. When I turn on the radio, you shoot him.
When I arrived at the Regent, I saw Kyle Davis sitting at the bar. I found a table in the back of the room and ordered a coffee. I had been sitting there watching Kyle for about an hour when Patsy and Wanda Willis walked in. They sat at the table and talked for about 15 minutes. I decided to go outside and wait for them to leave. I was lucky. As it turned out, I was parked 2 cars behind them. As they pulled away, I followed, being careful not to follow too closely. I followed them for about 2 miles when I saw the flash from a gun came from inside their car. I sped up, ramming them from behind. That's when they stepped on the gas. Wanda Willis was driving like a woman determined to get away. She took a sharp left, trying to shake me. It was a good move, but I managed to turn the corner. As we both sped down the street, Wanda was going from one side of the street to the other. I started to gain on them. Patsy started shooting at my car. A bullet went through the windshield. Another struck the radiator. My car started overheating. I had to stop them before my car stopped or they would get away. Up ahead, there was a large delivery truck parked on the road, leaving only a small area for them to get by. I hit the gas again. This time I pushed them into the side of the delivery truck. And the chase ended as quickly as it started.
Mothers, are you looking for a helping hand when it comes to putting a delicious and nutritious meal on the table? Homestead Canned Soups is your trusted partner. Packed with wholesome vegetables, tender meats, and flavorful broths, Homestead takes the worry out of dinner time.
Are you hungry, folks, and time is tight? Want a supper that feels just right? Then listen close, and you will see the perfect answer, happy as can be. Homestead Canned Soups, oh so grand, the finest flavors in the land. For a quick and hearty meal, it's Homestead you'll feel. Homestead Canned Soups, the taste of home in every can. Homestead Canned Soups.
It's a simple, satisfying way to feed your family goodness without spending hours in the kitchen.
So it was you that took the woman in gold? I'm not surprised, Wanda. You always have been a rotten, money-grabbing, spiteful woman. But Patsy? Why?
Simple. I needed the money. Besides, it was fun stealing that painting from you. But I guess you found it. We thought for sure Kyle hid it, and he paid for it with his life.
Be quiet, Patsy. We're already in trouble.
It's not going to matter. You both are going to be spending a long time behind bars.
Well, if they don't have it, then who does?
Yeah. Well, if you're so smart, Jennings, what happened to the painting?
It never left the museum.
How do you know?
Do you know where she is?
I found the painting the first morning. It was right under your feet. I took them down to the basement. I pointed out where Patsy crawled into the museum. She came in through that narrow window. As she did, the window struck a steam pipe used to carry heat, knocking it free of its fitting. No one knew what had happened until the boiler sent steam to heat the museum. You can clearly see on the back side of this pipe where the window struck it. As I looked around, I noticed the dust on some old boxes and things had been disturbed. That's when I saw the crate that had contained the painting. As I continued my search, I found it. It was wrapped in a fine linen cloth, then again in an old canvas and placed on top of a pile of old museum shelves. The odd smell that Jim Baker spoke of was the perfume worn by Patsy still lingering in the air. I took the painting and its crate and placed them here, under this old sheet. I pulled the cloth back, revealing the woman in gold.
I have to admit it, Jennings, you're one heck of a detective.
The woman in gold was safe. The 2 gold-digging women will spend their lives digging themselves out of the trouble they caused. They took advantage of the one person that would give them the shirt off of his back. As for me, I collected my fee and walked away. It was just another case solved.
Tune in next week for part 1 of episode 3, The Whistler.